Oh boy. Here's the junk. This was sitting in my shed next to that Sony that was a catastrophic failure they did a video on recently. This is an Apex DVD VCR combo from the, I guess, early to mid 2000s. It is stupidly deep compared to a lot of the combo units you see nowadays. And it has a feel, it has that sort of early combo unit feel and Apex quality. If I recall, Apex was kind of a junky brand name. Their big claim to fame was those early DVD players that I don't remember if they didn't have region locking in Macrovision out of the box, or if it was just super easy to flash the firmware to disable Macrovision and region encoding. But they were really popular because you could just make them play it whatever you wanted. But they weren't good. Like, they weren't good build quality. They just kind of had that cult following. Anyway, oh, that's, holy shit. Oh my god, that's got weight to it. So I've taken all the screws out because I just looked inside. This has been sitting in a garage before I got it and put it in my shed for, well, probably 10, 12 years. I haven't cleaned any of the dirt off, just for your pleasure, so you can see that disgusting dirt. Anyway, let's power it on. All right, well, that's a good sign. Ooh, on. Okay, so it has power. It's outputting a thing. It's your logic. What? Oh, what? Okay. I was hitting this expecting it to go down. What? Up is on the left? The hell? This is off to an interesting start. So far, the tuner appears to work. So that's a good sign.
I heard it wanders the streets at night.
Should I just pop a tape in and see what it does to it? You know the answer is going to be yes. But first I just took the cover off, and I mean, the mechanism's pretty sparse. Head spins. Looks to be fine. Actually pretty clean considering it spent most of its life in a garage. For how big it is, it sure is sparse. Just a long board for the VCR, shared power supply that I probably shouldn't poke my finger in, and a basic ass DVD player. God damn.
Flexibility though. Flexibility, which is what we're going to come back and do. I'm going to show you how to structure.
Wow. Okay, I think we just need to take a step back here and assess what just happened. This spent 10, 15 years either in a garage or a shed, out in the elements. I live in Canada where it gets down to minus 40 in the winter and like plus 30 in the summer, Celsius. So massive temperature swings, humidity, heat, cold, condensation, dirt. I didn't clean the head. I didn't clean the mechanism. I did nothing. I just threw a tape in here and just Leroy Jenkins this shit. And it's, is that play? Yeah, it's play. And it's working. And it's actually working not bad. Let's see. Rewind. Oh. All right, I spoke too soon. So, oh. So, mode switch? Mode switch, yeah. Let's try and get this guy to eject. I would kind of not be surprised if the mode switch... What are you twitching for? Why is that? It's on VCR mode. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if the mode switch is dirty, because literally what I just spent all that time saying, it's been in the dirt, basically. But yeah, that's shockingly good. So if I put a tape in here and just hit rewind, is it going to fault out too? Because it's like it'll go into the reverse mode in the mechanism, and it looks like that's what faulted it out.
And stove peppery.
So it's stop and rewind. Yeah, mode switch. Okay, easy enough. Let's get the tape out of there. Power, tape, eject. Stop playing around. Stop. Give me the dang tape. Let's see what the DVD player does. DVD. Oh, it's off. On. DVD. Eject. Nice. Oh! River! River! I just butchered that. It's in French mode. I got this DVD for free in another combo unit I got. Those are normal, healthy sounds. I enjoy the French. That's kind of fun. I'm gonna leave it like that. Oh, they have it set to stretch. Oh God, is it stretching wide? No, that looked like it was stretching widescreen. So does this have the stop, play? Where you can just skip and go right to the movie? Yes! Oh. So fast forward doesn't actually skip to the next chapter, it just scans. Okay.
Was there a reason you chose?
So for those who aren't familiar, if you don't have the remote for a DVD player, 90% of the ones out there, if you hit stop either 2 or 3 times and then play, it'll just skip all that menu garbage and just play your movie. And honestly, if you're using one of these, you just like have it at the lake and you just want to watch movies, that's all you're going to do. Stop, play. Or stop, play. Well, I might actually just watch a movie in here on the DVD player, make sure it's all good. But as far as the VCR, let's take it apart and get at that mode switch. This is going to sound like blasphemy to a lot of the VCR people out there, but I don't know who makes this mechanism. I really am not familiar with these modern day, like this is what, 03, 05-ish? I'm not really familiar with these. It's got a big metal thing here that pushes the pinch roller in. That's funky. Maybe I'll do some digging online to see if I can find any info on who made this mechanism. Wow, this mechanism came out fairly easy. There's the usual screws holding it down to the motherboard. There was a couple of connectors. So there's the ribbon connector on top of the head for the head motor, the fully race head, connector for the audio and control track. Oh, I didn't even need to remove the one for the video head motor because it comes from there. And that connects up there. Oh, okay, well, one less. However, you'll notice that right there. That was my fault. I pulled that off the board. Luckily, it's that cheap lead-free solder. It just kind of pulled off because this is a through-hole connector that they just bent the tabs and then surface soldered it. And they put glue on this, so when I tried to unplug it, it just came right off. There is a connector on the other side, but this was an absolute nightmare to try and unplug, especially while trying to pull this out. So, you know, docking points for that. But still, it was at least built to try and be serviceable compared to like some of the later ones where it was all just soldered on. So this is where the mode switch resides. I'm eating my words here. The mode switch is behind a goddamn cam gear. What a mean thing to do. And I also noticed that this big metal piece here was under tension and probably sitting within that cam gear, so I'll have to load that when I put this back together. Is this a funai? Is this the funai cam gear I kept hearing about? You gotta take that gear out, you gotta take that gear out to get there. And then this is just held in with a little clip, a little black piece on the left there. And it comes out, and then it's the same as every other mode switch. Those little 4 white clips on the inside should remove it. And you can lift this white piece off, clean all the contacts. I like to use contact cleaner and rubbing alcohol, and then put a bit of deoxit on there to protect it afterwards, and see how it goes. All right, I think I have the timing set up correctly. It didn't look dirty, but I cleaned it and moved it anyway. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Maybe that wasn't the problem. Timing wise, there's 2, because I already put this on, so I have to verbally describe it. There's 2 arrows on the mode encoder switch, so line those 2 arrows up, and then this has 3 pegs that line up with the switch. And make sure that this rack gear is all the way up before dropping this in. And you see that one little tooth there will line up with this here. So I believe that's correct. And now to drop this guy in. Now I don't believe this one really matters because it's just meshing this gear on the motor with this cam gear here. So it's just an intermediary. It really doesn't matter where it goes in. Now to put this back, I think I need to flip this around. Load and put tension under this arm, this big arm. Geez, it's got quite a bit of spring tension on it, so that I can drop this over top of it. Never mind. Much easier solution. Just unhook this spring that applies tension, and then you can put that wherever you want. Solder job on here was rather quick, but I did not want to get anywhere near this capstan flywheel, because these usually have an encoded magnetic signal there that you can destroy with heat. So hopefully I didn't do that. Before I pop this back in, the belt looks fine. It's got good tension, feels rubbery. Yeah, that ought to do. Still don't know who makes this, but I remember a Daewoo that I worked on that had the real table sensors, but didn't have the end of tape sensor. I think that was a Daewoo. And if you'll notice, there's no end of tape sensor. There's the 2 real table sensors, but on the bottom here, there's no light stock to go up in the middle of the tape there. There's no sensors on either end. I still have no idea. I've Googled lots of stuff. I Google one part, it says LG, one says Samsung. It's a hodgepodge of different parts. Okay, before I fully put this together, let's see if it's at least as good as it was. See if I buggered anything up. Turn the TV back on. Oh, I gotta switch to VCR. Where's the button? Here? No, that's eject. Here it is. Okay. I was on DVD mode. Let's try that again. It's the button there. It's switch between them. Okay, we'll do fast forward. Still good. Do rewind. There we go. Mode switch. Didn't even look dirty, and yet here we are. So let's try a full rewind. Yeah, it's gonna go real slow when it gets to the beginning or the end because it doesn't have the end of tape sensor, which is bad for your tapes. But yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna put the rest of this thing back together because it seems to be working just fine. What about fast forward? Will it pick up any speed with that real table sensor? All right, not bad. Let's do rewind now. See when it slows down. There it goes. Yeah, and I don't have the patience to see this through to a full rewind, so yeah, let's pop all the screws back in. I know probably everyone knows this, but someone might learn something. When you're putting screws into plastic, you may notice that the screw binds up, even though it came out of that plastic. Keep backing up until you feel it click. There. Nope. Okay, go back again. Click. And click again. You need to kind of back up once. There we go. You gotta kind of feel the space, but the general trick is always back up on a plastic screw until you feel it bounce out of the grooves, then go forward, because now it's set itself. Otherwise, you're going to be constantly like chewing into the plastic and eating new grooves. But yeah, the screw should never feel like you're forcing it back in. Because I didn't really show the screws that were required to take this out. You have 1, 2, and then down here 3, 4, and then you've got this one here, that one there, so 6 large ones. This one grounds to the connector for the video head, and then you have this connector here, this one here. There's 2 connectors that actually clip onto the mechanism directly from the board. One here that you might want to just help up when you're lifting this, and one just on the board underneath this motor that clips down there. And this one, you got to kind of get a screwdriver down on the left side to release it, to pull it up. That one's stupid. I don't like that one. Well, that was nice. I needed an easy win after that stupid Sony. Anyway, I'm going to watch a few movies on this and report back, make sure that everything's working, give it a cleanup, and I'm sure someone will want this. It actually seems quite nice. This is when things were getting cheap, but you could still service them. They weren't built down to just, you know, pain. This wasn't pain to work on. This was actually quite nice. And I don't know, maybe it's low hours. Maybe that's why it's still working great. In fact, it may have worked when it was put in the garage, and maybe the mode switch just got dirty because it sat in a garage for 15 years or however long. I mean, I'm sure the quality and the slow speeds like SLP just sucks on this. I mean, it's 4-head hi-fi, but I mean, these weren't exactly high performers. And if you Google the model number, this is what, ADV-3800? Take a look at the reviews on some of the websites. I think it was like the second result for me. You know, dead out of the box, died in 2 months, doesn't have all these problems. These had huge quality control issues. So what we're seeing is a survivorship bias. This was one of the ones of the higher quality that didn't fail after 2 months of use. So
Desperate Housewives, Sundays on CTV, sponsored by WeFit Plus. Make tonight family night with WeFit Plus, rated E for everyone.
what? It's an interesting commercial. It started there and ended with family night. Okay, so update. I've watched a few movies. Watched a movie on DVD, watched a movie on VHS, watched some other stuff. I did clean this beforehand, and it turns out it was actually quite dirty. There we go. Look at that. Lots of dirt on that head. Didn't affect the picture quality at all, though, which is impressive. And this doesn't have an auto head cleaner. I did clean the crap out of and rubber renew that pinch roller, because this actually has quite a bit of use on it. Take a look here. You can sort of see the wear points on the front where the paint has worn off on the cheap silver painted plastic. So I did give this a nice cleaning, a nice once over. It's working fine. I mean, it's a cheap machine. Oh God. Let me know if I should switch back to filming with my old Samsung, because like this is just horrible. It never focuses either. He'll just find a random thing on the screen and focus on that. Okay, Focus. So special effects are fine. It's got the nice 2-speed scan, which is nice. That squeaking is the tape.
It's a common
Auto
condition.
tracking works. So if I let's eject and get the auto tracking to kick in. Tracking's not going to be perfect. It's a cheap machine. This is an SLP recorded tape. So look at that. It hunts. Just a turd.
40over40.ca for more information. When the moment is right, you can be ready.
And there's the hi-fi.
Uncle Ben's
Perfect. And by perfect, I mean just fine. Like, this will play tapes. You don't have to worry about tracking. You just want to watch old movies on it, want to watch DVDs. This will make someone happy. Well, unfortunately, Harmony Remote doesn't have any menu controls or speed controls. So, if I hit stop, so I hit record, so it's recording to the tape. But these controls are controlling the DVD right now, which is pause. So if I hit stop, okay, it stops both. So, okay, let's switch back to VCR, hit play. So I'm only able to really record in SP, which, you know, I would hope it works. Yeah, I mean, that's VHS quality for you. Looks perfectly fine. I don't know. I don't think anyone using this would be using it for recording. It is a good test for head quality or head condition. And I don't see any dropouts going between any of these like jagged spots or whatever. Okay, wrapping this up. Machine's clean. All 4 heads work plus the hi-fi. DVD player works. You can do enough without the remote, or you could get a Harmony remote and get full DVD player control and, you know, basic VHS control. So yeah, thanks for watching. This stopped before the clear leader. Oh, there it is.